Hello, my darling second graders who I adore so much and miss terribly. We are going to be working on and reviewing some multiplication and division skills, not just the math facts. That's something you can work on your own. For instance, if you have your workbooks with you, I know Miss Lane, we're trying to mail yours to you. I don't know if you received them or not. But if not, you know your math facts, and if you want to practice them, you can do that online. However, if you want to practice in your workbooks, pages 28 to 34 has you practicing multiplying by fours. There are several pages in the workbook. Flip through, those of you who are trying to memorize your multiplication facts or want to practice it. Okay? But what we're going to be doing as a class is I want us to be applying those multiplication and division skills to real life problems because we use them all the time. Mrs. Cantrell and I use it all the time, and I'll show you how. Okay, so let's just do a little review to make sure that we still remember the concept. What does multiplication mean? Okay, so it means that you are going to have groups of the same number that you're adding over and over again. Multiplication is just like adding, but you're adding the same number over and over. Okay, so for instance, if I have 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, okay? One way I could draw it out to help me understand it, right? I could say 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I have 4 threes. So I have 4 groups of, when I see a multiplication sign, I usually say of. 4 groups of 3. There are 3 in each group. And that word each is usually a signal when you're looking at a word problem or you're trying to solve a real world problem. If there's something with each in it, that's probably multiplication. And I'll show you how, again, that in a moment. But we have 4 groups of 3. So that's 4 times 3. If you have it memorized, boom, awesome. If not, you know how to figure it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? But it can become arduous. That means really long and hard and boring to count, especially what if you had 8 groups of 9? That's a lot of sitting there counting. So that's why multiplication is handy. You can memorize them and do it really fast. 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, so let's do our fact family real fast. If 4 times 3 is 12, what if I have, instead of 4 groups of 3, what if I have the turnaround fact? I have 3 groups of 4. It's the turnaround fact, so it is the same, 12. Okay, let me see, I just want to prove it to myself. I have 3 groups, and each group has 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plus 4 is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Still 12. Turnaround fact, boom. Okay, now, what if we started with the whole thing, the biggest number, just like with addition and subtraction? Division, you're going to start with the whole number and you're splitting it up into equal groups. You're sharing it with all your friends equally. So what if I have 12 cupcakes and I divide them between 3 friends? How many cupcakes are each of my friends going to get? Well, if you don't know 12 divided by 3, look at our fact family. We've already used the 12. We've already used the 3. What's the other number we have? And let's check it. So I'm going to divide it. I have 3 friends and I have 12 cupcakes. So I'm going to start to count out until I get to 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So how many cupcakes did each person get? 4. What if I have 12 cupcakes? And let's be healthier. Let's be healthier because you guys are so healthy, right? How about, I know that Cyrus and Lane love their seaweed. I have 12 strips of seaweed that I'm going to share with 4 friends this time. Well, I've already used the 12. I've already used the 4. We're in a fact family. We're going to keep using the same numbers. So I think it's 3. Let's check it. Now I have 4 friends and 12 seaweed strips. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many did they each get? 3. Okay, so you guys, those of you who have memorized your facts, I know this is just review, but I want to make sure you understand the concept. What does it mean, 12 divided by 3? You're dividing it, that means you're splitting it up. Just like the little symbol, the line is splitting up those two little dots, okay? So now we've got our concept, we've reviewed it. Let's see how it applies to real life. Okay, you guys know, for instance, that in our classroom, we have 3 tables. Well, when I was first getting our classroom set up, I said, okay, I got the tables. I know that I want to have 4 chairs at each table. And I want them set up like this so they can all see the board easily. So how many chairs do I need to buy? Well, I have the same number over and over again. 4, 4, 4. 4 plus 4 plus 4. Well, that means I can do multiplication if it's the same number. I have 3 4s. What is 3 times 4? We just worked on this. 12. Okay, exactly right. Well, this year, Chloe and Marta stayed with us, yay! And we had an extra sibling, Miss Nora, yay! So this time I needed to add 3 more chairs. So now I have not 3 groups of 4. I have a group of 5, a group of 5, and a group of 5. How many chairs do we need to have now? Well, what is 3 groups of 5? 3 times 5, 5, 10, 15. You got the idea? All right, so let me give you a word problem and have you practice it on your own. Okay, let's say that Dexter, okay, he loves to read, and let's say he decides to buy 4 books at the store that are all about the Galapagos Islands because he is just super excited about our science lesson this week. Okay, I love it, Mr. Dexter. Great job. So he's going to buy 4 books. So Dexter buys 4 books. So I'm, in my mind, as I'm hearing this story, I'm writing down the numbers. Okay, so he buys 4 books, and each book costs $6. So I heard that word each. That's a clue to me that I'm probably going to use multiplication or division. Each book costs $6. How much money did he spend to buy all of those books? Okay, so I heard the word each. And these are the numbers I have. What am I going to do with those numbers? If you have a whiteboard, write it down for me. And don't just write the answer, the total number of dollars that he has. Write down the equation for me. Okay, so I'm thinking about it. It says he has 4 books. If you're not quite sure, draw a picture. Okay, so we've got a book, 2, 3, 4, and it says each book. So that means every single book is $6. 6, 6, 6, 6. I have 4 6s. So 4 groups of 6. 4 times 6 equals. Now, if you don't have it memorized, count it out. You know what 6 plus 6 is? That's 12. 6 plus 6 is 12. What's 12 plus 12? Put them on top of each other. You know how to do this too. 2 plus 2 is 4. 1 plus 1 is 2. 24. Okay, great job. Okay, let's say that Miss Cantrell decided to be super sweet, and she decided to get our classroom. She decided to go to the store and buy, what do we always run out of? Glue sticks, right? Okay. She went to the store and she decided to buy 20 glue sticks. That's a lot. But she's going to keep some for her room and some for our room, and we want to be fair. So she's going to split it up evenly, and she's going to take the 20 glue sticks, and she's going to give us half of them. Okay? So if she's splitting up her glue sticks, is she adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing? She's got all these glue sticks, the whole thing, and she's going to split it up into 2 pieces. We've got the whole thing, and she's splitting it into 2 pieces. So that's going to be 20 divided by 2. Okay, well, if you're not sure what that is, think about it. What plus what equals 20? All right, split them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Each of them is going to have 10. 20 divided by 2 is 10. Okay. So one of the things I want you to really practice this week is I want you to go through your workbook pages. If you don't have your multiplication facts memorized yet, practice them, okay? Go through your sheets and practice. Start doing it with 4s, start doing it with 6s, whatever pages that we haven't done so far. And then if you've already memorized those facts, I want you to start to work on some word problems that have to do with these. So for instance, on page, if you have your workbook B, then you can go to page 36, 37, okay? You can go, let's see. Yeah, there are lots of word problems in there. Start flipping through your book starting at page 36, and you're going to start to find some word problems in there for multiplication and division, okay? And I want you to practice those. If you don't have your workbook like Miss Lane, go on to Prodigy or Reflex. You can go onto Khan and just type in search for multiplication or division word problems and practice them, okay? If you would like a little bit of a challenge, okay, I know some of you want to get a challenge with your multiplication and division. One of the things you can keep in mind is that you can also, just like with addition or subtraction, if you have multi-digit numbers, so 38 plus 12, right? We know how to do that with addition. 8 plus 2 is 10. I'm going to put my other 10 over here. 4, 5, 50. You can also do the same thing with multiplication, okay? If you're ready for it, if you haven't memorized your facts and this hurts your brain, turn the video off. But if you'd like to get a little challenge, and I know we've talked about this a little bit in a small group, practice doing multi-digit multiplication. So if I have 34 times, let's start with 3. Well, let's start with a smaller number. Let's start with 2. Just like with addition, you're going to start with your ones. 4 times 2. What is 4 times 2, Miss Lane? 8. Dexter, what is 3 times 2? 6. The answer is 68. Okay. Now, what do you do, kind of like with addition, what do you do if you have your digits are too much for that space? So for instance, if I have 34 times 4. Well, so we look at our ones first. Our ones times this number. 4 times 4 is 16, right? Well, the 6 will fit, but we can't put the 1 digit there because that's a 10, okay? Just like with addition, we'll stick it up here. Okay, now we're going to look at the 3 and the 4. What's 3 times 4? 12. Once we get our, so we'll start here. Once we get our 12, we're going to add the 1 to it, 13. Because that means we have 12 10s. Now we have one more 10, 13. So the answer is 136. Okay, so if you'd like to be practicing that as well, you may. Okay, if it starts to get to be too many numbers on top of each other and it's stressing you out, don't worry. Try your best with these. And if you get stuck on something, stop. Okay. And I'll show you another technique that we can use when it starts to get to be really big numbers. Okay. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.